This is the London Visited podcast on your favourite podcast provider, bringing to you the facts, history and information about different parts of this great capital. If you have been to London, are planning on visiting, live here or just love London from afar, then this is the podcast for you.
Hi there, I'm Steve and welcome to our podcast. We're here for all things London and to tell you more behind some of the iconic places and people in London's history. And in this podcast episode, we go to the Emirates airline, which is a cable car which goes across the Thames over at North Greenwich. Don't forget to visit and subscribe to our YouTube channel London Visited to see videos covering this place and so many others across London. And if you check out our videos, you'll see both a day and a night trip going across on the cable car and the amazing views you can get. And now to this week's podcast. The Emirates airline is a cable car link which goes across the River Thames, built with sponsorship from the airline Emirates. The service opened on the 28th of June 2012 and is operated by Transport for London. In addition to transport across the river, the service advertises a unique view of London. The duration of a single crossing is 10 minutes, reduced to 5 minutes in rush hour as the service speed is increased. The service, announced in July 2010, is estimated to cost £60 million, comprising a 0.62 mile 1 kilometre gondola line that crosses the Thames from Greenwich Peninsula to the Royal Victoria Dock, to the west of the ExCeL Centre in London. Construction of the cable car began in August 2011. The cable car is based on a monocable detachable gondola, MDG technology, a system which uses a single cable for both propulsion and support, used also on the Metro cable in Colombia. The MDG system is reportedly cheaper and quicker to install than a more complex 3-cable system, which will allow larger capacity cars. The idea for a cable car linking the Greenwich Peninsula with the north bank of the Thames first emerged during the development of the car-free transport strategy for the Millennium Dome, now the O2, in the late 1990s. Presented to planning authorities in early 1997 by Meridian Cable Cars, the link would have run from the Dome site to the DLR's East India Station in Tower Hamlets. The cable car was costed at £8 to £10 million, and 23 gondolas, each with seating for 9 and standing room for a further 6, would have travelled at 5 miles per hour between 50 and 80 metres in the air, taking 3 minutes to make a one-way trip. This providing a capacity of 2,500 passengers per hour each way. Full planning permission was granted in December 1997 and in July 1998 for the northern and southern sides respectively, the northern side permission being one of the last acts of the London Dockland Development Corporation. An opening date of October 1999 was planned, but because of negative reactions from the administrators of the Dome project, financial backers pulled out and the cable car project collapsed in October 1998. On the 4th of July 2010, Transport for London announced plans to develop a cable car crossing over the River Thames, which would be the first urban cable car in the UK. It crosses the river at a height of up to 90 metres, 300 feet, higher than that of the nearby O2 Arena. The cable car provides a crossing every 15 seconds with a maximum capacity of 2,500 passengers per hour in each direction, about 50 bus loads. Bicycles may be carried. Passengers can pay for their journeys with pay-as-you-go Oyster cards. A planning application was submitted to the London Borough of Newham in October 2010 for the erection of a cable car for the length of 1,100 metres, 3,600 feet, over the River Thames from the North Greenwich Peninsula to the Royal Victoria Dock, at a minimum clearance of 54.1 metres, 177 feet, above the mean high water springs. The application listed the structures planned for the service on the north side of the Thames as an 87-metre North Main Tower at Clyde Wharf, a 66-metre North Immediate Tower south of the Docklands Light Railway tracks, roughly midway between Canning Town and West Silvertown stations, a 2-storey gondola station at the Boat Impact Protection, a 2-storey gondola station and boat impact protection in Royal Victoria Dock. South of the river, there is a 60-metre main support tower and a boarding station within the O2 Arena car park. When the project was announced, TfL's initial budget was £25 million. They announced this would be entirely funded by private finance. This figure was then revised to £45 million, and by September 2011 had more than doubled to £60 million, reportedly because TfL had not included the costs of legal action, project management, land acquisition, and other costs. TfL planned to make up the shortfall by paying for the project out of the London Rail budget, applying for funding from the European Regional Development Fund, and seeking commercial sponsorship. A €9.7 million of ERDF support out of an estimated €65.56 million total budget was agreed on the 9th of July 2012. In July 2011, News International was planning to sponsor the project, but withdrew its offer. In October 2011, it was announced that the Dubai-based airline Emirates would provide £36 million in a 10-year sponsorship deal, which included branding of the cable car service with the airline's name. Construction began in August 2011, with Mace as the lead contractor. They built the cable car for £45 million and was to operate it for the first 3 years for a further £5.5 million. TfL stated that for the initial construction funding, the Emirates sponsorship would cover £36 million of the cost, with the rest to be funded from fares. In 2011, it was the most expensive cable car system ever built. In May 2012, TfL said that the cable car would be running by the summer of 2012, and that while there were no plans to have it open before the 2012 Olympic Games, there would be plans in place just in case it was opened in time. The public opening took place at noon on the 28th of June 2012, almost a month before the opening ceremony of the Games. TfL reported that the total cost of the project was about £60 million, of which £45 million went towards construction. It estimates that the service can carry 2,500 people per hour. There are 36 passenger gondolas, of which 34 are in use at any one time, with a maximum capacity of 10 passengers each. All passenger gondolas are ready for disabled persons using wheelchairs, including those ones with leg rest extensions. There are also 2 open engineers gondolas for use by maintenance staff. On the 21st of March 2020, TfL suspended the service of the cable car until further notice, due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The Emirates airline route was introduced onto the London Tube map in June 2012. It is the first to have a sponsoring company's logo shown on the map. Similar to the representation of the Docklands Light Railway, the cable car route is displayed as a triple red stripe rather than a solid line, to distinguish it from the London Underground lines. The service's logo is a red cartouche containing the Emirates logo and the TfL roundel, to reflect the corporate sponsorship by the airline. As with the marketing of the London Eye, the transit of the cable car is referred to as a flight, and marketing literature borrows language from the airline industry, such as referring to tickets as boarding passes. In 2020, running hours were 7 o'clock in the morning to 10 o'clock at night, from Monday to Thursday, 7 o'clock in the morning to 11 o'clock at night, Friday, 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock at night on Saturday, and 9 o'clock in the morning to 10 o'clock at night on a Sunday, from the 1st of April to the 30th of September, finishing an hour earlier from Sunday to Thursday the rest of the year. With a capacity of 2,500 passengers an hour, the cable cars could carry up to 260,000 people a week in summer. As of February 2020, the fares were £4.50 for a single journey, or £3.50 when paid with a pay-as-you-go Oyster card, or on presentation of a non-PAYG Oyster or travel card. The cable car is not fully integrated into Transport for London's ticketing system. To encourage use of the service for commuting, further discounts are offered with a frequent flyer ticket, which allows 10 journeys within a 12-month period. The London Assembly and the Liberal Democrats have called for full fare integration. The eastern end of the cable car line is at the Royal Docks, home to the Excel Centre, which hosted a number of the martial arts, boxing, table tennis and weightlifting events during the 2012 London Olympics. The closest interchange to the Docklands Light Railway is at Royal Victoria Station. The western end of the cable car is within walking distance of the O2, which hosted artistic gymnastics and basketball events at the 2012 Olympics. The closest interchange with the London Underground is at North Greenwich. The nearest London River service is at North Greenwich Pier, and local London bus services at North Greenwich Bus Station. In the second week of October 2012, about 42,500 journeys were made. journeys made fell to 23,000 for the same week in 2013. In November 2012, after the Olympics, passenger numbers dropped less than 10% of capacity. In February 2011, there had been 1,815,212 passenger journeys since opening. Critics of the cable car have dismissed it as an impractical transport solution, which will appeal to tourists at peak times but is unlikely to attract a large number of cross-river locals or commuters due to its location and the cost of tickets. It was similarly labelled a white elephant. There has also been criticism of the project's £24 million plus cost to taxpayers, caused by a budget overrun. Boris Johnson, the former Mayor of London, had said the cost of the scheme would not be underwritten by taxpayers. The cable car's location has also caused controversy, with advocates of walking and cycling favouring a Sustrans-sponsored plan for walking and cycling bridge east of the Tower Bridge, between Rotherhithe and Canary Wharf. The scheme was also criticised because the original contract forbade any use of funds from Israel, which the UAE did not recognise diplomatically. It imposed restrictions on 1. Any competitor, or 2. Any person who is a national of, or who is registered, incorporated, established, or whose principal place of business is in a country with which the United Arab Emirates does not at the date of this contract, or any relevant point during the term main diplomatic relations. The contract also forbade the Mayor or Transport for London from criticising the United Emirates royal families, the UAE government, or the contract. The clause regarding Israel was later removed. So, I hope you've enjoyed our look at the Emirates airline cable car. And who knew that those things were put into the contract for the building? If you'd like to make contact with us or suggest any places you'd like us to feature in future podcasts, you can let me know through our website, www.londonvisited.co.uk. It's that easy. Also, if you'd like to hear an extra podcast each month, then why don't you join us on Patreon? And for that, you can go to www.patreon.com/LondonVisited. Join us, become a member, and get extra podcasts and videos each month, plus loads of other great benefits. Thanks for listening, and really hope you enjoyed our podcast, and we'll see you soon. Bye!
Thanks for listening, and please don't forget to subscribe to get more shows direct to your device. Also, why not visit our London Visited YouTube channel to get even more of London. Catch you soon on the next one.